Westcast.
Now fix to start kicking ass, just like it said at the beginning of the program.
Man of the hour, tower of power, too sweet to be sour.
Sending your ass on the jabroni jet to the other side of the territory, brother.
The Alabama Hammer.
Nightmares on the best part of my day. The goods from the wood.
Hot damn.
Welcome to The Goods from the Woods. I'm Rivers Langley.
Pat Riley.
Look at that man of the hour, tower of power, too sweet to be sour.
And today, we're going to get scared, guys. We're going to get real scared.
Scared already.
It's horror movies with our friend,
It's spooky shit.
Andy Sell.
it's good to have you with us, Andy. How are you, man?
I'm good, man. I'm all right.
The host of People We Should.
People we know.
The host of
Way to
People
do
We
your
Know.
homework ahead of time about our guests.
I've been on the fucking show,
Been
too.
on the podcast.
People We Know.
Is anybody on No on now?
No, it's
Oral
all
Sex
strangers.
Network.
The hot oral network.
The hot oral Hershiser.
Yeah.
I met Oral Hershiser once. He was a really nice man.
He seems like it.
Yeah, he was a nice guy.
You should have him on the show.
I should. I know him.
Yeah.
I mean, technically,
Get him up
I
on
met
there.
him once. So
He looked like a 60-year-old woman when he was like 25, and now he got older and started to look like a dude.
Sometimes you grow into the role.
Yeah.
Oral Hershiser is learning a new meaning to the word loneliness.
Everybody says that you don't feel like you're part of the team, you don't feel like you're amongst the guys anymore, you're different. And then everybody who's active says, oh no, you're part of the team, you're with us, but you're not.
What was the first horror movie that you saw that just
oh god,
that was just it for you?
I don't know.
That brought you into the genre? What was your gateway into
Probably
the genre?
Halloween. Yeah, 1978, John Carpenter. I saw that when I was probably, I don't know, 4 or 5.
Oh,
way
that'll
too
do
young.
it.
Yeah, inappropriately young.
Is that,
Yeah.
That's the one with the Captain Kirk mask?
Yes, yeah, they took a William
Like,
Shatner mask.
Fucks
And,
people up when they watch television or some shit. Is that the movie?
Like
that's-
William Shatner does.
No, like, isn't there some movie where people are buying masks and it
that's
fucks them
Halloween
up?
3.
Oh,
That's the
the
third one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the third
That's
one.
the
of
one that
series.
doesn't have Michael Myers in it, right?
Yeah.
Season of
Well,
the Witch?
he's in it, but only in a trailer for the movie Halloween that plays on a TV in a bar. Yeah.
That's really meta.
Yeah, it's pretty meta.
It's like that scene in Beastmaster 2 where he drives by a theater and sees Beastmaster 2 playing at it.
Oh, wow.
Remember that one?
I don't remember that scene. I haven't seen
Beastmaster
I haven't
2
seen
Through the Portal of
Beastmaster 2
Time.
in a while.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
So was it a thing that it was on television, or did you have like a bootleg VHS tape? Or
See, I don't know. I honestly don't remember when I first saw it. I know that it was around that age, though, because as early as I can remember, I was obsessed with that movie. It probably would have been my mom. She maybe rented it, or it was on television. That was all. That's not a good answer. I saw Poltergeist when I was 3.
Oh, yeah.
I do know that.
That's another great one.
And
Do you
that
remember
would
the
have done
girl
it.
in Poltergeist?
Oh, yeah. I
She
can't-
died when she was like
She died.
13.
Well, she died before Poltergeist 3 came out.
Do you remember in the later seasons of Happy Days when the Fonz was going steady with this woman named Ashley Pfister? And she...
Hey, that was not her name.
No, it was Pfister. It was
Is it
PF
Ashley or Ashley?
Ashley
like
Pfister, because it was an inside gag that like Gary Marshall used to do. Because if you'll notice, there's all kinds of people like in the background on like Laverne and Shirley and Happy Days whose name is Pfister. It was like a running gag.
Yeah.
So the Fonz in one of the later seasons,
Of course.
like when Richie had left the show and shit, was going steady with a single mom, and her daughter was the girl
Was
from
the little girl
Poltergeist.
from Poltergeist?
Yeah.
The only episode of Happy Days I remember is the one where Tom Hanks comes and just trying to fight the Fonz.
I figured you'd be hanging out in this dump, geek face.
I know. Needles and pins and needles.
Tom Hanks plays this kid who the Fonz bullied when they were really young. Like he pushed him off a swing or something. And so then Tom Hanks dedicated his whole life to learning karate. And then he comes back and he smashes up Arnold's bar. Like,
Oh,
or
wow.
Arnold's,
Wow.
diner, like just karate chopping tables in half and shit. It's a pretty great episode.
And it had
You
to be a
don't
later
fuck-
one because Arnold didn't work there. Because if Arnold worked there,
Yeah.
he would have came out.
Yeah,
And just,
Well, it
Mr.
was-
Miyagi would have fucked
Yeah.
shit up.
Oh yeah, well, Miyagi would have fucked shit up, but it was probably Al Monalario at that point.
Yeah,
yeah.
When it was
was.
remember when it was Fonzie and Big Al's that burnt down, and then the Fonz got half ownership, so
Yeah.
it became Fonzie Big Al.
yeah, and
But-
and they did the co-ownership with Jefferson Darcy.
Yeah.
which is weird.
Yeah, Ted McGinley. He
right.
ruined that show. But, you know, you don't want to fuck
ruined
with the
it.
Fonz. That's the thing. I don't care if you know karate, because Fonz knows Kung Fu, and Fonz will fuck you up.
Now, were you saying Ted McGinley ruined Happy Days or ruined Married with
Well,
Children?
it ruined both. If you,
No, he didn't
do y'all
ruin Married
remember
with
Jump the
Children.
Shark? I shit you not. Jump the Shark was originally a website.
Yeah.
And they would have different categories, like why shows Jump the
Yeah.
Shark, like typical
Which
reasons,
is
like they moved.
Happy Days reference.
One
Yeah.
of them was Ted McGinley.
Really?
Yeah, he was a category in shows Jumping the Shark as Ted McGinley.
Ruin Married with Children. In fact, I think he made Married with Children better. Married with Children got bad when Seven Bundy came into the picture.
7? Well, why did you pick that name?
Because we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 kids. Say hi to your cousin.
Is that the one who's gonna give me money?
Yeah, that's the rich one.
No, Seven
And he looked
Bundy
like
was
Uncle
like a
Fester?
little kid.
Yeah, that was when they had another kid.
Yeah, or when Buck Bundy died and they got like the poodle that had the same Buck Bundy like brain, so his spirit kind of transferred into another dog. So it was like this weird sort of like Buddhist metaphysical sort of thing, which there's no place for that, you know. Talk about the jiggly room, you know. That's what you go into. Don't go into, you know, metaphysics or anything like that. It's Married with Children.
That's a theologically nightmarish thing.
I know.
Because he comes back as another dog.
And and I think probably a lesser breed.
Yeah, a
too.
lesser-
So
Yeah.
he probably has to live that life over again.
He's trapped in,
To
a,
try to
in a
move up.
Dharma wheel from which he
Yeah.
cannot escape.
Yeah.
You know, maybe he can get out of that.
He
and
was
be
on the island.
Yeah, exactly.
He'll be
Yeah.
on some other Fox show if he lives a good life.
If they really did it well, it could have been that Bud Bundy and Buck Bundy died, and David Faustino would go into the
the
soul of a
dog.
dog, and then Buck Bundy would go into the soul of David Faustino.
There was a lot of people that deserved better on that show, better lives in the next world.
You mean characters or actors?
The actors.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you know, Ed O'Neill has had like a new life
Yeah.
in TV.
Well, they all did, except for, you know, and David
I'd
Faustino.
still fuck Christine Applegate. I tell you no lies. And what's her name now?
Kathy Siegel.
Kathy
Kathy
Siegel.
Siegel. Her daddy directed the Omega Man.
Yeah.
So that's thumbs up
And
right
she's
there.
ageless. She's
Well, yeah,
She's
she's
on
on
Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy
Yeah.
and
Is
Futurama.
it Kathy or Katie?
it's
Katie.
Katie.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's great.
Learn a lot right here. The more
You think
you
you're
need
gonna
to
learn-
know about the Bendis.
Yeah,
right
you think
here.
you're going to learn about horror movies, but instead you learn
When
about...
look, what's terrifying to me is the whole arc where Bud Bundy became what was it?
Grand Wizard?
Grandmaster, Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. Then he became he was
What
a
a
rapper.
twist.
He was Grandmaster B or
Well, yeah, David Faustino has like a rap career that he always wanted to have.
yeah.
Oh, is that like when Urkel became Stefan Urkel?
Well, no, but in his life, he had his
Yeah.
own rap career.
Did he really?
Yeah,
I don't
and
remember
there
that.
was like these really bad like albums he released.
Here I come, here I come, here I come. Straight down to business, now you know I just begun. I come with peace, I come with knowledge, not the gun. And when it comes to trouble with my mind, I overcome.
He became very much like in that same Dustin Diamond like joke.
So he
thing.
basically became Bud.
But like Dustin Diamond went in the direction
In
of
real life.
being Screech in real life, just like a skeevy Screech, and then David Faustino went into the direction of
Screech. Say what you will about Screech, he was a sensitive guy. Like he was definitely socially unaware and unsophisticated, but he was a sensitive person who wanted to do the right thing.
But that's why
in
was
real
a
life,
smart
Dustin
motherfucker,
Diamond
too.
is a piece of shit.
Yeah, that's why I said skeevy Screech.
He was a smart motherfucker who like tutored you on relativity and had a robot that he made in his house.
Yeah.
And the real Dustin Diamond, like you say, is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
No robot to be found.
Yeah, not even, maybe
no
if he
robot,
bought an old
just a
Nintendo.
porn with the worst title ever. Do you know the title of his porn is?
No, what is it?
Saved by the Smell. Right? That face you're making? I've never seen it. I'm never going to see it, but just that name alone.
Is
the
it
worst
Brazilian
thing
fart
I've ever
porn?
heard.
Yeah, horror, scary shit. Scary shit.
Well, yeah.
Horror is
All right, let me go there. Let me go there. Who actually watches the horror movies for the horror? Do other people watch it for that? Because I tell you this, when I would see them things on TV, I just watch them for the girls. You understand? The TNA.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only reason I sat through them Jason
I was going to say
movies.
Friday the 13th was reliably naked.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
at least even like draws and things.
Well-
If you're a kid and, they cut that shit out, there was at least some draws and shit to look
Yeah,
at.
yeah,
some
exactly.
bikinis and whatnot.
Yeah,
It was like Up All Night back in the day.
Yeah, there was. I think that. Well, I don't know. I can't accredit. I don't know if I can accredit horror movies with my sexual awakening. Because before my first crush was Helen Slater in Legend of Billie Jean. Like, do you ever see that movie?
No.
Oh man, it's fucking amazing. Helen Slater and
I'm gonna have
Christian
to see it
Slater.
now.
Helen Slater and Christian Slater are in it. By the way, neither of them. They're not related to each other. But they played brother and sister.
Oh,
in this
okay,
movie.
good. I was gonna say that's poor casting.
Yeah. And Peter Coyote's in it, and
he was the guy with the Roadrunner. Oh, that's always good.
Nice.
I am waiting for the moment that like a brother and sister play like a romantic thing, and then they call it really like super brave on the Oscars or something. Like
Yeah,
that.
Sounds like some Lars.
They were so brave.
stuff. Yeah.
John and Joan Cusack were so brave in this movie where they fucked each other.
It's the last
Jake
taboo,
and Maggie
brother.
Gyllenhaal.
It's the last taboo.
It's gonna happen at some point.
It's Lars Van Trier being like, "Make it real."
God.
It says dog me. Read my manifesto. Ugh. I hate his stuff so much.
It's gonna happen.
Garbage.
There are some. Halloween 2 had a good rack in it. Pamela Susan Shoop, the girl who got her face burned off in the hot tub. She got naked.
Well, she looked good before
She got
that.
topless in it. Yeah, she before the face burning. There was. Do you ever see Friday the 13th Part 5?
Which one is that?
It's the one where it's not Jason. Spoiler alert.
Well, that's the first one too.
Well, yeah,
speaking,
but it's the one. It's a paramedic goes crazy because his son got killed at a loony bin. It's the one that's about a kid, all the kids at the loony bin.
Oh, isn't
the
it kind of
funny
like Dream
farm.
Warriors?
Kind of, yeah. In that
It's
it's
like
about
institutional the whole time.
Yeah. The camp. It's like a camp full of like mentally troubled kids and emotionally unstable kids, and one of the kids hauls off and murders another kid, and that kid turns out to be the son of a paramedic, and the paramedic comes to pick up the kid's body, and then loses his fucking mind and pretends to be Jason. The point is that there's a chick who robot dances. In the scene of that movie, that was like oh my god, did I have a crush on that girl?
I'm gonna have to
Her
watch
name was
that just for
the
that
character's
now.
name was Violet, and she
Peanuts kind of name.
She's just like there's like she's like weird. She doesn't really talk much. She's got like a shock of purple hair. She's like kind of goth, you know. So it's like Susie and the Banshees posters on her wall.
Fuck yeah.
There's a scene of her robot dancing, and I'm just like, there it is. That's what I know about women.
I'll tell you, you know what I used to like was Heather Langenkamp.
Oh yeah, and the
It,
Nightmare on Elm Street movies. Yeah.
Yeah, Elm Street. She was the only reason watching them fucking things.
Oh, what are you kidding me?
Well, she was
Movies
the
are
best
great.
part.
Yeah,
I mean,
she's
granted, her
great.
hair was bad in Dream Warriors, but other
with
than
that Shaka White in it.
well, and she had that her hair was kind of too big at that point.
Yeah.
But I mean, she looked good. Remember they did that New Nightmare thing, and she still looked good in that fucking thing.
Yeah, I met her at a signing thing.
Was she nice?
Yeah, she was very nice. She was very, very, very friendly.
Do you go to horror movie conventions?
I don't really. I mean, the thing is, I have a friend who's like
Oh, okay.
super. He's like an autograph collector and a collector of things in general, and he's all about that stuff. And I'm kind of like, I'm not really into the whole fetishism of collectibles and autographs. I'm not really into that. But sometimes I'll go with him, and I always have a good time. They're fun. They're cool.
Yeah.
I just always get weirded out. Like I don't want to be like a fanboy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's a definite sort of like personal stigma to it that it's not like there isn't like so much what you realize being, oh my god, what have I descended myself into? I paid $20 to get like so and so's autograph.
Yeah, right. I will say this: I did go to the Halloween 35th anniversary now. There was a 35th anniversary. They do a convention in Pasadena or South Pasadena where the movie was shot, and I went to the convention this year. And it was pretty cool. I only went for one of the days, and it was really I went because Mondo, Mondo, they make these cool like art posters for movies. It's like a geek thing.
Yeah.
They're like super expensive, but they also have a record label now, and they put out a limited edition vinyl release of the Halloween soundtrack.
Oh, that's cool.
On like orange and black splatter vinyl, and with the cool cover art. And I went there to get that. Can never open it though, because it's like immediately became worth a lot of money.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
That's why you got to get two, man.
yeah, I know, right? I gotta get another one.
Yeah.
Because they always have the weird guys at those things, like
Yeah, there's
Eric
man.
Estrada shows up.
Well, I would go for that alone.
Jerry Only from the Misfits shows up, or Virgil or something.
It'll always be
Virgil,
Jerry
no-
Only. Jeez.
Nobody's there.
the original Boba Fett.
Yeah, what was his name? Jeremy Bullock.
Jeremy Bullock.
Yeah,
Yep, exactly.
He's a super nice guy.
Oh, have you met him?
Yeah, I've seen him just hanging around 7-Elevens and shit. Seriously.
Is he wearing the jetpack?
No. No, I think you'd never know he was Boba Fett, but, he'll sign your Haribo gummies or whatever you happen to have in your hand.
As you wish.
I guess I like. I don't know. I just like the thing I like, and like going to conventions is it's sort of cool. But it's also like I don't want to say anything bad about the people that go to them.
No, go for it. This is a safe space.
I mean, they're a bunch of fucking dorks.
Yeah.
Just say it.
Yeah, and
They
it's
embrace it.
Everything has gotten like that. That's the problem. It really is. Like
Yeah.
it used to be. Like long time ago, Star Trek was stigmatized for having that kind of like uber dork type following.
But now it's everything.
Now everything has
like
it.
that. Yeah.
Dark Shadows has one.
Yeah, they got conventions.
Fucking
with
Supernatural
Transformers.
has conventions.
Jeez.
Like a show that's not even that old.
Yeah.
Like, and there's conventions solely for that show.
People just dork out like that. They're a bunch of marks.
Yeah.
We're living in the age of fucking Mark.
Mike Lawrence, you know Mike Lawrence?
Yeah, he did the show a couple episodes ago.
I love him. He's great. He posted a series of like tweets or Facebook statuses like last year where he was like genuinely bothered by like the fetishizing of geek culture and the commodification of it.
Yeah.
And like he went off on this big thing about like, look, I like this stuff. But all you motherfuckers trying to sell me shit, I'm paraphrasing him, of course.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think that's, like, he said it a lot more intelligently. But you're right. We're marks. We're all just like, oh, you like Spider-Man? Here, fucking get this. This issue has 76 variant covers now. And,
Yeah. It's like the fucking Pearl Jam record.
yeah. But at the same time, like, I understand that, like, because geek culture is so, like, niche in a lot of ways, people have to do that to make their own money. Like, to make a living, people have to get into this commodification.
Everything
business.
is like niche nowadays.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's the only way in which you can really like carve your way into the market. If you're like, somebody that's a, you want to start a business or something like that, and you know that you have a receptive group of people that are die hard about something.
Yeah.
Just throw it out there. And,
Like, oh, I can make I can draw little Muppet Babies versions of all of the Avengers and put them on oven mitts and make some money on Etsy. Like, and it, I don't know. I mean, I guess I can't fault people for trying to make a living off shit, but
You see, only here, you understand, on the goods do we start out about horror movies, and it gets into the sociology of niche markets.
Well, I mean, it's one of those
Sorry,
things.
we got
And I
it.
think the thing that it kind of started, I think the biggest outgrowth of that is like whenever bands have reunion tours.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
like
Oh,
like
man.
the Pixies reunion
Yeah.
tour.
Well, the thing
which
now
is the
with
saddest
well,
thing ever.
the thing though is like it's sort of good news for people who like bands that broke up a long time ago
Yeah.
because at this point you really can't afford to stay broken up for that long. So as soon like
you got to do something.
like this year,
or
like
get a
neutral
job.
like
Yeah.
Neutral Milk Hotel is fucking touring this year. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
a band that hasn't been a thing since
But they're gonna
1998.
charge like
When did they
30.
exist? Let alone break up.
like mid 90s
I
to
mean, they're cashing
1998.
in, but it's like they're charging $30-40
Yeah.
a ticket.
Yeah,
And,
no, that's what I'm saying. You
yeah.
can't really afford to be broken up, honestly, as a band.
totally,
You know,
totally. You can't do it because I mean, especially if you were big and meant anything.
exactly. Like Pavement did a tour a couple years ago.
I saw.
That
I
was-
went to that. It was
Yeah.
great. I saw. Them
I don't
at the
care what
Hollywood
you
Bowl.
think
They
about
were
them.
great.
It's
Pavement,
still
too
it's,
lazy to rock and too lazy to clean the tub. One of my favorite butthead quotes ever.
They were. I saw them at the Hollywood Bowl. They were fantastic.
Oh, I'm sure, man. I didn't see him on that tour. I probably should have because it'll be another 20
Yeah.
years before they do
Yeah.
anything.
I always want to see Tom Jones at the Hollywood Bowl.
Oh man.
That's the kind of people you go to the Hollywood
Yeah.
Bowl. You think of the Hollywood Bowl, you think
Yeah.
of something like Tom Jones.
I'd love to see.
I just want.
Jones.
I want REM. Like this is gonna sound shit. I want REM to do a reunion tour already. Like it's only been a couple years.
only been
but
2
I want
years.
them. I want them back because I never got to see them.
Well, that was a band that kind of needed
to see them at the bowl
because they kind of stayed on a bit too long at the end, like after the unibrow guy left and everything.
Bill Berry has the greatest unibrow I've ever seen.
Yeah,
they probably should have done them last couple albums.
Yeah,
their very last album was great.
The Accelerate?
No, Collapse Into Now.
Collapse Into Now.
Accelerator was an improvement on like the albums previous.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that great. There's a couple of great songs on it, but then Collapse Into Now, like, man, it's got this song, Oh My Heart.
Yeah, I know.
I
know that one.
Killer song, man.
one of my favorite. It's not technically a reunion tour because they technically never broken up, but the band The Fall, the British band The Fall.
Yeah.
Whenever the fact that they still tour is hilarious because it's just the original lead singer Marky Smith, and he looks horrible. He doesn't have teeth anymore.
It's like Shane McGowan.
Yeah, even worse than Shane McGowan because Shane McGowan actually got fake teeth.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, and it's very weird to see him with
answering the age-old question: how long will it take whiskey to melt fake teeth?
Oh man, like
heroin too.
Yeah, well, I mean, he has like
Does heroin rot fake teeth?
We're gonna find out.
Yeah, I mean, he's got like Al Pacino style like fake white teeth. It's hilarious.
John Elway choppers.
But like Marky Smith just looks like absolute hell. He just looks like a 80-year-old Pennsatucky woman, and but he's still like has a band.
What's Pennsatucky?
It's like the
rural area of Pennsylvania
and
okay,
central.
For some reason, I just thought
Kentucky.
a person.
Daniel Boone went through.
Yeah, essentially. Well, no, he went through Transylvania.
Daniel Boone wasn't like a vampire.
He was a vampire hunter.
None of that.
No, they were going to name
No,
it.
he was not. And neither was your Abraham Lincoln. They just fuck with history, and I do not appreciate that.
Kentucky's original name was Transylvania.
Really?
Yeah, past the forest.
What?
Oh, that's Latin.
What is wrong with you?
What?
That's not even. That can't be true.
It's true.
That's
Really?
what Transylvania means.
Yeah.
Past the
Beyond the
forest?
woods.
Yeah, beyond the woods.
Beyond
and
the
we're
goods
in the
from
woods.
the woods.
Beyond the good. Yeah, this is Transylvania bonus or some shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Dracula. Good thing we got back to that.
Yeah, it's perfect. I like
Have y'all ever
Blackula
seen
better.
The original.
Blackula's pretty great.
Well, anything, once you go
Scream
black,
Blackula's great.
you don't go back. But has anybody
Yeah,
ever
that's
seen
why I
the
can never watch another white vampire movie.
Yeah, the original Dracula though.
Yeah.
That movie ain't too long. It's only like an hour and
It's
15
quick.
minutes.
All those Universal ones are pretty quick.
Yeah.
They're pretty.
The
pretty
rubber
contained.
bats are just silly. But you gotta appreciate
Well,
Bela.
with the original Dracula, the movie is only great because of the performances. Have you ever seen the Spanish language version?
I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
because back then, at that time in the early 30s, Universal would make Spanish language versions of the other movies they were making.
Yeah.
And they would during the day, the English language crew would use the sets and all the props and everything, and then they would file out. And at night, the Spanish language crew would file in, and they would make Spanish language versions of the movies like in tandem with each other.
Yeah.
Huh.
And it was an interesting thing. I don't think anybody does that anymore. And it didn't last long. And
It didn't have the same cast though, did it?
No, it did
No.
not. It did not have Lupita Tovar, I think, or was it Ida Lupino? I always confuse those two. Was one of them was the big draw, was the big star of Dracula. It wasn't even the guy who played Dracula. In fact, I think Dracula is the only one that has any kind of notoriety. Anyway, the Spanish language version is technically a much better movie.
Yeah, I've heard
it's
that.
a way better film.
And
It's
it uses the same sets and stuff as
the
the
same,
other one. That's
the
awesome.
same sets, same props, all that. Same,
Wow.
same script, basically.
Yeah.
And it makes sense because, like, probably that's around the time in which sound came in, and they probably had a lot of actors that
Yeah.
were, from like
Yeah, it was
Spain,
only, like, 3
Mexico,
years
and
after.
stuff like that. So they probably had to use them for some reason. So
Yeah.
that's perfect.
Yeah, it was.
I
it was
never
great.
drink
wine. But the thing is the Spanish language version did not have Bela Lugosi, Dwight Fry, or Edward Van Sloan. If you took the director of that movie and had him direct Lugosi, Fry, and Van Sloan, that would be like the perfect Dracula movie.
Listen to them. Children of the night. What music they make.
You know what's another good Universal one is I think it's Son of Frankenstein.
Yes.
It's the one that's so close to like Young Frankenstein that
Yes.
Young Frankenstein
Yeah.
reads like a direct parody
Yeah,
of
Young
it.
Frankenstein borrowed a lot.
That
from
one's
Son.
better than Frankenstein.
I should do everything in my power to bring him back to conscious life so that the world can study his abnormal functions. That would vindicate my father. and his name would be enshrined among the immortals.
Yeah, I mean, I was just talking to somebody about it last night. That movie, you got Basil Rathbone and Lionel Atwill in there, hamming it up, but in like the best way. And
chewing
they have
the scenery.
Definitely chewing the scenery. And they've got these scenes together where they're just having this like back and forth, like seething animosity and this like contest of wits with each other, and it's really awesome. And Bela Lugosi, that was the first one with Igor.
Yeah,
and Bela Lugosi.
And I like
Igor
the guy
is
with the
one of
wooden
my
arm.
favorite.
The inspector.
Lionel Atwill plays that. Yeah, he's great. Yeah, and they're playing darts.
Yeah,
together.
and they did that.
He
Young
sticks
Frankenstein.
He sticks the darts in his arm.
That guy was one of my idols, Kenneth Mars.
Oh yeah. From Young Frankenstein.
Yeah, and he was also the guy on the producers, the German.
Mm-hmm.
And he was also, I don't know if anybody remembers Fernwood Tonight, but he was the guy who the guy with the
fucking
golf ball
love
on his chin.
Fernwood Tonight.
Remember that? I go to my chin and down this Cletus Emmett real welker. William W.D. Bud Prize, that was his name.
Oh man.
He was the shit. Kenneth Mars, I went to this theater in Santa Monica, was running Young Frankenstein, and the producers, it was like a tribute to Kenneth Mars because he just died. And Mel Brooks come down and said a few things.
Oh, of course.
It was a good time.
That's awesome.
If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits?
And then, of course, there's the whole subgenre of terrible horror movies.
Of
which it is probably, the ratio is probably 1 to 10.
Because it's so cheap to make a horror movie.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'd have to argue probably my favorite kind of movies are the 80s go for broke fucking like where you watch them and you're like, what? Like where it's just like they're just bonkers, cuckoo, bananas, crazy shit.
There was lots of tits and shit.
Yeah,
too.
A lot of cocaine in the planning process.
Yeah.
When you would get, and they weren't afraid to get dark with like they would have these like crazy fun practical effects fests with like tons of splatter and shit, but then there would be like dark emotional truths in them too,
where you could tell as the director just having a moment.
I'm on tour.
Yeah. Like the Monster Squad, man, that movie couldn't get made today.
You know who to call when you have ghosts, but who do you call when you have monsters?
We're the Monster Squad. What's a squad? It's like Miami Vice, I think.
Oh, when it kicked Dracula in the nards.
Yeah, Wolfman. Wolfman's got nards.
God,
yeah.
I haven't. Oh, my
they couldn't
God,
make
you're
that
taking
movie
me back.
today. They couldn't make that movie today. There's a scene where the kid, he's dead actually. The actor that played the kid is passed away.
Maybe he's a monster now.
His name is Horace, but they call him Fat Kid. The older brother from Wonder Years is the bully, and he bullies this kid, and then at the end he shoots the creature from the Black Lagoon, the Gill Man, with a shotgun, blows him away, saves Wonder Years' life. They're like, "Wow, Fat Kid, good shot." And he looks at them and he cocks the shotgun and goes, "The name is Horace." And you're like, whoa, that's not getting made in a post-Columbine
environment. Well, you know what the worst is with that is, you ever see Heathers?
Yeah.
Fucking Christian Slater's just pulling guns on people in the cafeteria and shit.
Yeah.
I love my dead guy's son. Best line in a movie.
What was the word that they underline in Moby Dick for her suicide note? I can't remember.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
I don't remember.
No, I'm a big Moby Dick.
He
fan.
tasks me.
Thou damned whale.
Yeah.
From Hell's Heart, I
That's my favorite line.
From Hell's Heart, I
stab
stab
with my last
He
breath.
tasks me.
He tasks me.
Yeah. Well, you're a reader, man. You came on my show to talk about Frankenstein. By the way, I was hammered. And he comes on my podcast to talk about Frankenstein, and I'm like, cool, we're going to talk about the Frankenstein movies. This motherfucker never
read the
saw
book.
any of the movies.
Yeah.
He just wanted to talk about the book.
It's like the exact opposite. Like, yeah, Rivers was that kid that actually read the book when it was book reports time as opposed to watching the movie.
Yeah.
The best thing ever, I had a professor who assigned us to read I, Robot. And he was just like,
don't watch the movie.
It was so funny. He goes, okay, so last semester, somebody turned in an amazing report about the Will Smith movie. Please don't do that.
I remember in 7th grade there was this one kid named Eric, and he went up in front of the class and he's like, "I'm gonna do my book. I did my book report on Last of the Mohicans." In the movie Last of the Mohicans, and then he paused and went. He just paused and went, "Fuck," and then he just went back to his desk.
And his name was Eric Embry.
I wish it was Eric.
Flamboyant Eric Amber.
Last of the Mohicans is where Iowa got the name the Hawkeye State.
Really?
It's from the book. There's
I
a
thought it was
character
from
named-
MASH.
There's a character.
Suicide is painless. It brings on many changes. And I can take or leave it if I please.
A lot of movies that a lot of people consider to be bad,
Yeah.
I love, and I think are great films. I'm just like, well, it's crude and amateurish.
Yeah.
And it wears its heart on its sleeve, and you can tell that not a lot of money went into it.
Yeah.
But I still like. There's something about that I love. I went to see Night of the Demons last night at Cinefamily, and it was sold out, and I couldn't get in, and I was super bummed. So that movie is fresh in my mind. Did you ever see Night of the Demons?
No, I
Oh
haven't.
man, you got to see that movie. It's awesome.
Mine is fairly easy. It's a movie that's called Killjoy 2.
Oh,
colon Deliverance from Evil.
My grandmother used to believe in voodoo. She told me a story once when I was really young about a spirit, an evil spirit named Killjoy.
I want you to conjure that Killjoy.
We beg you, Killjoy, appear to us.
I'm back. And now it's your turn to die. Come out, wherever you are. I am the king of the pranksters, child.
The film stars Trent Hege, who famously played the Toxic Avenger in the early Troma films, and he is playing a killer clown. Now, bear in mind, I have
But
never...
is he from outer space?
No.
That is a great movie.
He's
though.
from some sort of middle realm, and keep in mind, I have never seen, nor will I ever see, Killjoy 1, because it just can't possibly be as good. And there's really no need to see it. And by the way, I found my copy of Killjoy 2 on eBay. It was 68 cents. So $2.68 with shipping. So basically, there's a bunch of urban youth that are causing trouble, and they all get arrested and sent to this, like, they're going to go fix up a summer camp. Basically, like, it's the off season, so they get on a bus, and they're with these two cops, and they're driving, and this is very clearly in LA, and they're driving out in the desert, and their van breaks down, and they get out of the van, and they start walking, and keep in mind they're in the desert, and then somehow they cut, and they end up in a swamp, which I've been to the Mojave a couple times, no swamps to be found, but whatever. And some kid gets shot. They go to this lady's house, and then the director of the film, she, in her only appearance, just like shoots one of the kids in the stomach. And
Yeah.
so now they've got like a bleeding kid. They take him to a voodoo princess, and the voodoo princess is like trying to save him. And then meanwhile, there's some sort of weird sex killjoy crack exchange where like these two people have sex, and then somebody gives them crack, and then somebody else summons Killjoy. Like,
The
it
crack doesn't summon Killjoy. There was this trend.
It doesn't
for a
make any
while.
fucking sense.
When was that? Because Killjoy 1 was what, 97?
Yeah, I think Killjoy 2 is probably 2000.
Yeah, I want to say Killjoy 1's like 97.
But they
98.
summon this clown, and the clown, his like thing is he never actually touches any of his victims. He just like makes them do stupid shit. So like one kid's like walking around, and the clown's like taunting him.
What the fuck? Enough of that. Put on a happy face. All your troubles are almost over. For good.
Stay the hell away from me, man.
Oh, I thought everybody loved a clown.
Come near me, I swear I'll fuck you up.
Ooh. Temper, my friend.
He's just making fun of him and shit, and the kid like trips, and like his face hits a water pump, and then the clown just starts pumping blood out of his head. It's ridiculous.
That's disgusting. Is
Yeah.
the clown Killjoy?
Yeah,
the Killjoy is the
clown.
clown.
Yeah.
There was a trend in that period of urban
horror
horror movies,
with
especially
Leprechaun in the
sequels,
Hood.
Leprechaun in the Hood,
Uh-huh.
Leprechaun Back to the Hood.
That's right.
Bones.
Bones, yeah.
Bones.
Which was a definite letdown whenever I watched it. I
it
thought
was-
it was
it
going to
was-
be great.
it was
because-
pretty
Well, with a
slow.
name like Bones, you expect a totally different kind of movie.
It was pretty slow, but I'm sorry, the scene where he fucking a dog pukes and it turns into a bong rip and it goes into Snoop Dogg's skeleton and brings him back to life. Like, that is amazing. No, the dog. I think the dog turns into a bong rip after he pukes.
Was this
he
a
pukes
music
maggots.
video?
No, it was a movie
Murder
starring
was the
Snoop
case
Dogg.
or some shit?
It was a movie where Snoop Dogg plays an undead pimp who, and it's a pretty boring movie for the most part.
Snoop, was this like a Snoop vanity project or something?
Does he have any other kind of project?
Yeah, I was gonna say
albums. I guess that's about it.
By the way, Snoop Dogg's Hood of Horror, I highly recommend.
Is that one good? I
It's
haven't
an
seen
anthology movie. Did you ever see Tales from the Hood?
It's like Creep Show or something.
Yeah, it's like that. It's an urban anthology horror movie. It's
Okay.
Black urban. And I feel weird saying the word urban.
Yeah, I wonder what a code word was here.
It's a hippity hoppity horror
There's like
adventure.
bunnies in it and shit.
Well, it was like
Easter
Creep
movie.
Show or Tales from the Crypt or Tales from the Dark Side. There's like
It's
three different stories.
It's neo blaxploitation.
Yeah. There you go.
There we
That's a
go.
good way to put it. Yeah.
Thank you, Pat.
Yeah.
You're like the William F. Buckley of this fucking show.
Oh, sure.
Actually, you know what?
I'm here with Huey P. Newton. I'm not going to let him say anything.
Oh, God.
Say that I won the debate. No.
William F. Buckley just has Bobby Seale chained to a chair with a gag in his mouth.
He barbecues now, man. He released a book, Barbecuing
Bobby
with Bobby.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd like to read that.
Yeah. William F. Buckley. I was like, wow. Barbecue from beyond the grave.
Although he is from like Texas or some shit.
Did you ever see Demon Wind?
No.
You know what? That's my answer for that question.
Demon Wind.
Demon Wind. This
Is that
movie,
like
Is that a Halloween fart movie?
I was gonna say Saved by the Smell 3, Demon Wind.
It's like the worst name because it's a fart joke.
60 years ago, an entire family vanished without a trace. Now one young man must face the demon wind.
But it was one of those movies that it came out in 89 or 90, and it had it was one of those ones where the VHS cover had like the hologram, the lenticular.
Oh, like
kind of deal.
Jack Frost and Uncle Sam.
Jack Frost, Uncle Sam, all those. But this was like pre that. The Dead Pit, I think, had one of those.
Was that Uncle Sam horror movie?
Yeah, it was
Did he like
Sam with Robert Forster.
Did he like kill people with taxes and shit? I mean,
No,
what did
if
he
I
do?
if I remember
He shoved a
correctly,
sparkler in somebody's eye, I think. Or something
if
like
I
that.
remember correctly, what was he was like a helicopter pilot in Iraq or something?
Who got hit with a chemical weapon.
Yeah,
and it made him
grow a goatee or something.
Yeah,
undead or some
undead.
shit.
Yeah,
he was like in Iraq.
I barely remember it. I watched it when I was a kid. There was that one, and then Jack Frost. Yeah, not to be confused with the Michael Keaton Jack Frost, which is arguably more terrifying.
What was the thing? Was it a Santa Claus
Michael Keaton's
movie?
Blues Band
with Goldberg?
No, there was a Santa Claus movie or something, and it had.
There's been a few of those.
Well, no, the Santa Claus, I think, and it had Martin
Dudley
Short
Moore?
as Jack Frost, and he was all blue in it. Remember that thing?
Yeah. That was.
Was that a Santa Claus?
No, that
the Goldberg
was,
horror
was
movie
one of
was
the,
Santa's Sleigh.
That was Santa Claus 3, I think.
Yeah, so that that's not the movie you're talking about.
No, God,
no.
Did you guys ever see a movie called Clown House?
No.
Oh, was this a horror movie or like?
Speaking of killer
Kind
clown
of
movies,
porno snuff film. or some
no,
shit.
it's a movie. It's from 90, and it's
Was there some clown fad in the 90s? Because the closer we get to the 90s, all these fucking movies have clowns.
There was
in
a
it.
bunch of great
Killer
clown
Clowns
movies.
from
Killer
Outer
Clowns
Space.
from Outer Space, Clown House. Killjoy was much later.
It.
Yeah. Oh God, it was great.
Doink the Clown.
It was so good. Doink the wrestler.
Doink the Clown.
that
Died in a
fucking
car accident.
Spawn. Remember that one? That had a clown in it.
Spawn. Yeah, John Leguizamo.
John Leguizamo played the Violator.
Yeah.
Great soundtrack. Terrible movie.
A friend of mine dragged me to see that fucking thing. Michelob Mania and all that shit. The bad guy, his name was Michelob Mania.
Malabulgia.
Yeah. And he used to get the dolls. He would buy the dolls of like fucking Vertebraker and shit and like Angelina or whatever her name was. Yeah, no, there was a Vertebraker. He was a big ugly thing with a big mouth and shit. And he was supposed to be like from hell, but it looked like he was an alien.
Is Mania like the wrestling equivalent of the Bud Bowl or something?
Yeah.
Who's going to win between Michelob and Michelob Light in the main event
Bud
of
Bowl was-
Michelob
Seriously,
Mania?
Like
man.
Doink the Clown.
The Bud Bowl was better than some of them Super Bowls at the time because it was always just the Bills losing
Yeah, I
at
know.
that point. So the Bud Bowl was like the real contest.
Well, it really
a few
went to
years
shit
ago.
when Bud Dry got into the mix.
Yeah, they should
The
have
expansion.
Why ask
Yeah.
why? Try Bud Dry.
Bud Ice.
Butt ice.
I like Billy Budd. He was the best player. Like, how did they kick with no feet or anything like that? That always bothered me.
What?
The bottles in the Bud Bowl.
Billy Budd.
Billy Budd.
For some reason, I thought you were saying Billy Barty, and I was.
No, he was a classic. He was in. He looked. First of all, he looked like Oliver Humperdinck when he was in Masters of the Universe.
Yeah, Masters
Remember
of the
that?
Universe. When he
That
played-
movie was fucking good. I'm gonna say that right now. That movie was better. I defy anybody out there. Watch the He-Man cartoon and watch the movie and tell me the movie ain't better. Because the cartoon was stupid. And this is me admitting it. The cartoon was stupid.
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
The little comic books that came with the toys were much better than the cartoon. The cartoon was almost like a girl's show, for crying out loud.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa. Gender bias.
Don't talk
here.
crap about Jem, okay?
Jem was
Jem
alright
was
for a
great.
girl's show.
Yeah,
I
it
used to sit through it waiting for Inhumanoids to come on.
Oh, Inhumanoids.
Remember that shit?
Yeah.
That was some fucked
They
up
were my
shit.
favorite. The toys of those guys was my favorite.
Yeah. Which one did you have?
I had the one with he had a drill for a hand.
Oh, that was an Augur or some shit. It was
Yeah,
one of the good
yeah,
guys,
yeah,
Earthcore.
yeah.
Yeah. I like the big monsters. But
I
they was
always
expensive.
wanted those, but I never got any of them because they were so expensive.
They were so damn
Yeah.
expensive, and the toy line was an outlaw. You remember Charles in Charge?
Yeah.
Do you remember in their aquarium that they had, like their fish bowl? They had
There was
the
the
plant
the
guy,
green one.
Tendril,
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Inhumanoids.
Yeah.
We used to say that was his gig after the cartoon got canceled because that Charles in Charge ran for like 5 years.
Good night. What's your favorite shitty
Clown
Horror
House.
movie? Oh no, let's hear about Clown House.
Oh yeah, Clown House.
Clown House, dude.
Here's the thing about Clown House. It's and I hate to even do this. It's directed by a guy named Victor Salva, who made he also made the movie Powder. Now, do you remember Powder?
Oh,
Yeah.
wasn't he a child molester or some
yes,
shit?
Yes. There was a huge controversy when Powder came out because Victor Salva was a convicted child molester. Not only though was he a child molester, he did it. He did it while making the movie Clown House, and it was the lead actor from the movie Clown House that he molested. So it's
How
just
old
got
is the
real.
kid in Clown
Yeah,
House?
got really, really real.
I think 13, 12
Okay.
or 13. The thing is, though, Clown House is a good movie, and it's atmospheric, and there's it's suspenseful, and there's good tension in it, and it's genuinely frightening at times.
What happens?
And I
in it?
love that movie. It's these three brothers are home alone while their parents are out of town for the weekend, and they go to the circus. The circus is really immaterial, except to illustrate that the lead kid is afraid of clowns. But three escaped mental patients. It's a classic story, you know. Three escaped mental patients murder some clowns, take their makeup and clothes, and then go looking for these kids to kill them. And it's a tight, really well paced thriller, and I feel bad because I love it.
Well, I mean, it's like
love
the thing
that
with
movie.
people still liking, Roman Polanski movies.
Yeah, or Woody
and
Allen
Woody
movies,
Allen movies and
Roman
stuff like that.
Polanski, he's wanted in jail because he cut Jack Nicholson's nose open.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can listen to the Blind Faith record and not think about the the child abuse.
Yeah, but it's hard for this because Victor Salva also made a movie called Jeepers Creepers, which is like the most child molestery name for a movie I can think of.
Wasn't it just one of them shit like direct to cable movies?
No, it was in
It was in theaters,
theaters.
yeah.
So was the sequel. They're both actually pretty good too.
What was Demon Wind?
Oh God! I just want to say about Demon Wind is I think the entire movie is on YouTube and just watch it.
So it's
Because
not,
that's all I
it's
can
not about
say.
a fart.
No, it's not about a fart. I don't know why they decided to call it Demon Wind.
Does it have anything to do with Native Americans? Because anything that has wind in it in the title always
There's
has.
kind of some like weird. It's mostly about Satanism.
Okay.
And
Satan is real.
yeah, in this movie he is.
Well, no, you can see him and hear him in this world every day.
God damn it!
I know Satan is real. For once, that had a happy home.
But it had one of those lenticular covers, those like moving color covers on the VHS box, where it was the view was a foot of a bed and a window, and through the window you could see like a tree, and it was night. And then as you moved the VHS box, a demon leapt.
You
through
know
the
what?
window
I think I might
at you.
kind of remember this actually.
Those
just that
fucking
cover.
box box sounds better than the fucking
box
movie.
is great. The movie is.
Is the box on YouTube? Go there and watch the fucking box.
I want the box. I have a VHS copy of it and a VCR. So if anybody wants to watch this movie, come over to my place. I am always down to watch Demon Wind.
Can I just go and
Bring
look at
me
the
a
cover?
Tall Boy a PBR. I don't have the cover, unfortunately. I got one of those like Blockbuster previously viewed ones without the cover.
And the Pinbot instructions on the inside. Remember that?
It's great though. You got to see Demon Wind. There's magic. There's these two magician characters in it who do magic and martial arts.
Skinny little chicken shit. I'll shove that karate crap up your ass. Be my guest.
Gentlemen, easy now. Easy now. Don't hurt the rabbit.
So they're martial arts magical magicians.
Yeah, and they're like the badass characters in the movie.
Is this like French or something?
No, it's almost too American.
There's no clowns, is there?
There's no clowns.
No clowns. Okay.
There's a lot of blood and gore and Satanism and magic.
It's all the things I love.
Martial arts.
Is there wind?
You sold me on the martial arts.
Yeah, what's the wind part of it? Does that spoil the movie?
I don't know. I can't. See, this is why I don't understand why they called it Demon Wind, because I don't think there's anything to do with wind in it. I mean, it takes place out in the middle of the desert.
Okay.
And there's
so
there's probably wind in the desert.
Do they sing the song Seminole Wind at any point?
No.
Is there nudity in it?
No, there's no nudity in it as far as I can remember.
That's hooked down.
There's no nudity. As far as I can remember, I might be forgetting something, but I don't.
That loses a star on the review.
Think I am. Night of the Demons has some good nudity in it, though. If you want to see, we'll do a double feature. We'll do Night of the Demons for the nudity because there's great nudity in that.
Oh, okay.
The sequel, I think, has some good nudity in it too. And then Linnea Quigley, for example.
Okay.
She's in Night of the Demons. She gets naked. She shoves a possessed lipstick into her nipple, and it possesses her and turns her into a demon.
Into her nipple?
Yeah. Into her nipple.
How does she get it in?
I don't know. I just have to ask a demon about this.
You have to summon the demon wind. Good night.
Come for the demon.
I guess
Stay
so.
for
I
the
want
wind.
to do it to see the lipstick trick. I
Sounds
can't
like-
figure out if that's sexy
Sounds
or
like
not.
some Led Zeppelin backstage
Yeah, it really
story.
does.
Yeah.
Although, it'd probably turn out to be Beck Bogart and Appice, and John Paul Jones is just watching,
Yeah, I
so
know.
it becomes a Led Zeppelin story.
Vanilla Fudge was behind it the whole time.
Demon Wind, I don't know what to say about other than see it. Like, it's just, it's like every scene, you're just like, what is happening?
So it's good because it's stupid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you guys seen any of the VHS
Yes.
movies?
Yeah.
I just watched the VHS 2, and it was so thoroughly stupid throughout.
I don't understand why everybody loves it.
Whoever the guy who did the Raid Redemption did one.
The
And
cult
it's the
segment.
cult one
The
was
best one.
amazing.
The best one, yeah, it's great.
And it's funny because it starts out, like all of them start out kind of promising.
Yeah.
And then they all fall apart. The cult one starts out boring as shit and then becomes
works.
amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, what is this?
It's the series of films that they've been doing that are cheaply done, but it's in that same kind of vein of just
It's
these
like
vignettes.
Like, the mumble gore filmmakers get together and make these little
short horror
films for an anthology series, and the idea the wraparound. Is
the frame story is kind of
Bergeron. Remember that show?
the frame story.
Isn't it a Blues Traveler song?
No, it was Run Around. That video confused the fuck out of me the
Wizard
first
of
time I
Oz
saw it.
theme? Yeah,
No,
and
because
the
who
girl-
was the fucking band? Because remember there was a
Yeah.
band on stage and they were behind the curtain. And then there was the Wizard of Oz, and I was like,
band
which of
in the-
these three
the
groups
band in
is the fucking
front,
band?
The band in the front looked like Counting Crows, and then the
Yes,
girl that
they
played
did.
and the girl
They
that played
did.
and the girl that played Dorothy played somebody on Welcome Freshman, the Nickelodeon.
I remember
show.
Welcome Freshman.
Yeah, Erin on Welcome Freshman.
Oh my
That's who
god,
it
because she
was?
was gorgeous.
Well, she was good in the fucking video when she
Yeah.
was Dorothy, but you cannot lick somebody's hand and get they stamp.
No, you can't. You're right.
Yeah, it doesn't-
that
that
always
was
bothered
bullshit.
me. That bothered me.
But Lord, we tried to get it.
Yeah, we didn't we?
We were royally lied to by that fucking Blues Traveler video.
I have a crappy horror movie. That
Yeah, what
I
do
think
you-
is
oh,
the
yeah.
ultimate one. It's a movie called Blood Gnome.
Oh, yeah.
Blood Gnomes, not blood.
Is that like genomes or something?
No, not like Noam Chomsky. It's not a horror movie.
And it's
about
not like little
media
people that you put in
hegemony.
your lawn or something.
It's about okay. So the premise of the movie is that there is this thing in a BDSM community. There's this mystery that at these BDSM meetups, these dungeons, people are getting ripped to shreds. So they're investigating it, and there's this guy that looks like a kind of crappy Rick Moranis.
Yeah,
Like
I know this film. I've never seen it.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
What happens is that there's this dominatrix that has this wormhole to space, to another dimension, that she covers with a wooden crate.
Yeah.
And that there is this queen mother gnome that gets fed blood by her spawn, who are the blood gnomes, who are not really gnomes. They're more like evil gremlins from outer space.
It almost sounds like termites or something.
Yeah, they're like termites. And they what they do is she unleashes them. The dominatrix unleashes them onto these BDSM blood, like people that cut each other for pleasure. They sense the blood and they just tear people up. Like they tear them up, and then they feed the mother blood. The blood
that they've taken.
Yeah, that they've taken, and that the mother excretes this blue ecto-cooler looking stuff that's called meth from beyond. That the
I wish that's how
dominatrix-
Breaking Bad had ended.
Exactly.
That's how it should have ended.
And yeah, exactly. And that the dominatrix sells the meth from beyond to the BDSM people because they want to get methed up, because when they get methed up, they like, better. So this is the conundrum, and this unfolds throughout the entire thing. Crappy Rick Moranis has to figure this out, and he's dorky as shit, and he has to get
The look on Goodnight's face right now.
Meth from beyond.
Meth from beyond. I don't know if it's meth from beyond or meth on steroids.
What?
It's one of those two things. But it's
Google meth from beyond. Right now.
You have to take your brain out and wash it off after you watch this fucking thing.
It's terrible. The acting is so bad, and he gets and it's just bloody. Like people, there's like this sensual softcore, like S&M getting cut stuff, and then out of nowhere, it's just like people getting ripped up by these gnomes that are invisible. So you have to.
Wait, they're invisible.
They're invisible too. So you have to find some sort of. They have this
That
sort of
saves
thing.
a lot of money on special effects.
Here's the thing: if you wear these weird They Live glasses, you can see the gnomes. That comes out later on. I don't know.
Where
what
does that?
is.
There's another. They're just adding
It's
layers
so
on this
bad.
thing.
It's layers and layers of just like a shit
How
cake.
fucking high were they when they made this
So
shit?
here's the funny thing. They make the movie. They make this movie. It's a piece of shit. And I'm just like, I need to know what the thought process behind this is. So I watched the director's commentary.
Yeah.
I listened to the director's
Did you
commentary.
just go a lot of fucking coke?
So this is what he said. There were parts of the acting was bad. The handycam, looks like it's shot on a handycam. And the director's like, yes, in order to make this more real, I devised a thing called sleep deprivation method acting, where I had everybody in the cast stay up for 2 days straight and then act. And it's just,
Oh no.
Jesus Christ.
so for a moment there, it was either, I wasn't sure if this was some sort of thing after the fact that he saw that movie
Was
and
he
he
fucking
wanted.
German or something?
He was American. So I either thought it was just like the kid that finished on the dead, that weird kid that you have in every college class that knows it all, but he fails the class because he's full of crap.
Yeah.
It's like that kid at USC Film School, I think, made it. Either that or he just saw this and was like, man, this is terrible. I got to conjure up some bullshit in order to explain how bad this is. It's the worst horror movie that you'll ever see in your entire life. It's I highly recommend it.
It was made in 2004.
Made in 2004. Yeah, I don't know where you're gonna find it because it was a regular at the bottom of the rack at Blockbuster.
Yeah,
they would.
I know the cover.
Yeah, they would break the alphabetical convention and just put it at the bottom.
Yeah.
So they would just put it at the bottom, wherever the bottom was. It's like, screw it. We're not doing the alphabetical thing. We're going to put this at the bottom because that's where it belongs.
Right next to Killjoy.
Right next to Killjoy, too.
Yep.
It was, that movie was, it was so bad that I was just like, this can't be me. And I took it
By the way,
I think I held it for like 2 weeks overdue just so I could show it to people. Because
Yeah.
I was like, I've gone to the beyond and I've seen the worst thing ever, and I just show it to people.
On the IMDb page for it, the only news here is trailer for Killjoy 3.
Yeah.
The DVD release date. I imagine they were put out by the same people.
And they tried. That's the thing. Like,
It's the same director.
It wasn't
Wait, it's the same guy that did Killjoy 2?
Because Blood Gnome, I was going to say, I know Blood Gnome was put out by Charles Band because he put out the guy from Full Moon Pictures did the Puppet Master movies. So Killjoy,
Midnight is still
Killjoy
not
3,
pleased by this whole thing.
Fucking
Killjoy 3,
Meth from Beyond.
Killjoy 3. By the way, this news is from September 2010. So Killjoy 3, let's look it up, was also written and directed by the director of Blood Gnome, John Lechago.
So he made
Or Lechago.
both of these fucking movies.
Yeah. And
Why?
that's one of those things that's one of those things that angers me about the Razzies, because they'll just like that year probably Geely came out, and
Yeah.
Geely was a piece of crap. But in no way is that better, like any worse than Blood.
No,
You know how many
I'll
Razzies?
disagree
You know how many
it's like
Razzies they gave to Under the Cherry Moon?
Too
And that
many.
movie is life changing.
I know it's like one of those. It's like one of those things that people do not.
I disagree with you
Blood
here.
Gnome.
I disagree with you.
Later, it's like when they initially rated like Black Sabbath albums and Rolling Stone and gave them like 1.5
Yeah,
stars.
Led Zeppelin got shit
Yeah,
reviews
exactly.
too.
When time comes, people are gonna go through the sands of time and they're gonna find Blood Gnome and be like, "This is an artifact of everything that was bad, everything
no.
Well, they'll,
that is just misguided."
No, people will discover it and say, "Oh, there's some artistic merit to this." I feel like that happens.
that's
with
what
things.
happened with me and Geely.
Oh, fuck
I found
you, man.
Geely.
The difference,
like her.
to me,
that
the
Geely-
difference between something like Blood Gnomes and Geely, though, is that Geely, there's no excuse for it.
Geely
It was
has-
I didn't like when she was wearing that fucking T-shirt that had like one sleeve on the cover. I hated that look.
I just Geely. If you'll allow, I have a monologue from Geely memorized. Christopher Walken
I don't even
appears.
want to look at you.
He appears. He appears in the film. It only takes a second, but I do want to set it
I
up.
can't believe this. He's watching fucking Crack from Beyond and you're memorizing Geely.
Christopher Walken.
I feel like I'm in a fucking nut house.
If you don't know, the plot of Geely is that Ben Affleck is going to kidnap a mentally challenged brother of a district attorney and cut his thumbs off, so the district attorney drops the charges against his mob boss. Yeah, that's the plot of the movie. It's
In
fucking
Geely?
stupid. Yeah.
I thought it was just like
But
she
it's
goes
not
to the
as stu-
dance or
it's-
some shit.
It's no way stupider than Celtic Pride.
Hang on. So
Celtic Pride was horrible.
It's the best movie.
So they kidnap the kid, and he's doing like the worst, it's terrible. Of
Is it
a
like-
of a
is it-
mentally
is it
challenged
like
kid.
mentally challenged
It's
blackface,
so
basically?
horrible.
There's nothing more grinding to me.
Well,
than
and
that.
here's the
It's
thing.
so-
Here's the thing,
yeah.
man. As soon as I saw that, I was like, "This guy's never going to work again." And then I'm watching when I watched The Hangover for the first time. There it is on the screen, Justin Bartha, and I was like, "He's the guy they lock on the roof in The Hangover, the guy they're looking for the whole time."
yeah, that's right.
I saw that pop up on the screen when I was watching The Hangover. I was like, "Oh God, he got another job!" Like, I couldn't believe it. So they kidnap the kid, and then Christopher Walken's this detective, and he just shows up really briefly. And it's funny because you think like, oh, he's going to be the guy chasing Ben Affleck through the whole movie. He's going to be the nemesis.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, he just shows up, he does this completely boilerplate like, "Oh, you've seen the kid? I think you know where this kid is." And Ben Affleck's, "I don't know where the kid is." They do this complete bullshit like perpetrator cop boilerplate exchange, but then Christopher Walken goes to leave. He touches the doorknob, stops, turns around, looks at Ben Affleck, and says the following: "You know what I'd like to do right now?
Go down to Marie Callender's. Get me a big bowl. Pie, some ice cream on it. Good. Put some on your head. Your tongue would slap your brains out trying to get to it. Interested?
And Ben Affleck goes, "No." And he goes,
Sure.
just like that. And Ben Affleck's like, "No, I'm good." He's like, "All right," and walks out. It never reappears in the film. It's so weird. He comes, delivers that precise monologue, and then is never heard
This
from
is in
again.
Jiggly.
In Jiggly. It's the fucking best. I
always thought this was just like a movie about a girl who dances or some shit. Because that's what it looks like on the cover.
Yeah, no, it's this. It was written by written and directed by Martin Brest, who's the guy who did Son of a Woman, which I've never seen, but has won an Oscar.
You
so
smelled it though.
Yeah, Son of a Woman 2.
Saved by it.
Saved by the smell. Son of a Woman 2, Saved by the Smell.
It's all right, because I'm saved by the smell.
Hooah! But I assume that guy knows what he's doing as a filmmaker because he won a fucking Oscar, but then he tries to make this movie.
I wouldn't doubt that exchange
He
was
didn't win the
probably
Oscar,
on
though.
the
Pacino.
set, cracked everybody up, and they just left it in the movie.
Yeah, but there's no.
Because it is Christopher Walken.
Al Pacino's in Geely. It's a fucking. It's a bizarre film. It is so
Mariah
bizarre.
Carey always gets a bunch of shit that she does not deserve. She was like the Beyonce of back then. Who's another one who gets a bunch of shit she does not
You're
deserve.
thinking of Glitter.
Yeah, that's
By
Mariah
the way.
Carey's. That's Jennifer Lopez is in Geely.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so this isn't Glitter.
No.
I wondered why there was detectives and shit.
No, this is Geely.
Oh, thank you.
I was
really
wondering why you
confused.
kept asking if it was a dance movie.
Yeah, that's what I thought, because it was Mariah Carey, I thought.
No, it's Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez.
What's your horror movie?
Oh, The Stepfather.
He scares me, Dr. Pondering.
Who am I here?
Help me! Help!
You're a very bad girl. The Stepfather.
Oh, I love The Stepfather.
Yeah.
Terry O'Quinn.
And fucking, what's her name? Jill Schoellerin.
Yeah.
It's a
And
good
I can't
movie.
Remember who plays the kid? Jonathan Brandis is in the sequel.
Well, here's all you got to know: shower scene. 'Cause I just wait for that part where she's in the shower, and it's good stuff, and that's why it's my favorite. Because it's got to have nudity, because that's what I watch
There's
these
it.
things for. It's got to have a good looking. One of them 80s like girl that looks like some girl that just be in your class or some shit. And then you see a naked or something. Man, it's to go back in time and just like, if I knew, it was like a Rod Stewart song. If I knew what I knew now, when I was younger, school would have been a lot of fun. And that's what I like is The Stepfather, because it has a good shower scene.
That's the whole.
Yeah.
reason.
What's the movie about?
It's about like this woman. This teenage girl is hot, and she got a mama, and she remarries, and this stepfather is like a killer or a psycho or some shit.
Yeah, well, Terry O'Quinn plays this guy who goes. He's crazy, and his whole thing is he wants the perfect family, like the perfect Leave It to Beaver family.
Well, if he looked at that daughter in the shower, he'd know he had some fucking perfection in that family.
But I think that was the whole thing too, is that she was too. She was like into quote unquote bad stuff. Like he wanted a very squeaky clean.
I've got
Ford
some bad
Cleaver
stuff
kind of
for her right here. That's
It's all
Jill
about-
Schoellerin, I know if you're out there, call me. I know you don't. I know you feel bad, probably, because you and Brad Pitt didn't work out. But call me, because you can get in on the next big thing.
I live on Sepulveda, Daddy.
Exactly. I live on Sepulveda. Call me. She might too. Who knows?
Yeah.
You might be neighbors.
She's not Mexican.
He slams the door, he stomps his feet, sends me to bed with zilch to eat. But my stepdad's not mean, he's just adjusting.
What do you guys think of Ernest Scared Stupid? With
I love
the
it.
horror
I fucking
genre?
love that movie.
It's so good.
I love that movie.
It's
Eartha
so good.
Kitt, give me a break.
Yeah, I was mad when I was a kid because it didn't come to my local theater, and I was
It didn't?
No, because I lived in like a rural town.
And they didn't get Ernest movies
They
in a
didn't
rural
get.
town?
It was
surprised-
really weird. I lived in a rural town in the South.
I'm surprised
and
he
they
didn't
get-
come to do it like in person.
Yeah, exactly. Like a stage, like a lecture.
One man show.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this movie.
Rest in peace, Jim.
And there's going to be a presentation afterward.
I just love the stupidity of the Bulgarian Miak.
So come on, crater face. I'm ready for you. Let's see how you like a little Miak. Yeah, Miak. I bet you thought I couldn't find any this time of year. Well, I'm a little too resourceful for you, a little too light on my feet. So come on, eat Miak and die.
Miak. Yeah.
And then it had to be Bulgarian. You know? It's just, so good. It was so good. Oh my God.
John Barnett was a great man. Let's be honest.
Shakespearean trained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a great man. Although you wouldn't know listening to him.
Yeah.
Because, like I said,
Let me
remember we
tell
talked
you,
about his
though.
stand-up
Yeah.
once? He sounds like the Hillbilly Bears. I think I said that. Remember that cartoon?
Yeah.
And they're like, do the bear.
I was thinking of his character, and
He sounds like the fucking
and
Paul
he
Rudd
just-
on that
yeah,
cartoon.
and he's just dressed like a shitty Sonny Crockett.
And it's like 1992.
Are there videos of him going? Alas, poor Yorick, I knew him,
no,
Horatio."
there isn't videos of him doing
He was
that.
a man of his
The Transylvania, was it the Kentucky State Shakespeare Company stuff? But there, know what I mean, Vern?
Know what I mean, Vern?
Wait, so here's my question then. What Kentucky means the same thing as Transylvania, or Kentucky was originally called Transylvania?
Originally it was called
Oh,
Transylvania.
because was it Pennsylvania, Transylvania?
Yeah, exactly.
Beyond.
Well, Pennsylvania is Penns Woods.
Yeah.
Transylvania is past the woods.
the woods.
And there is a college in Kentucky called Transylvania
That's
College.
right. Did Jefferson Davis go there?
I think so.
I've always had a weird fascination with Kentucky, and this fucking explains it.
Yeah.
It's because I love Transylvania.
Well, it was on one moonlight night, stars shining bright, whisper on high, love said goodbye. The little moon of Kentucky keep on shining, shine on the one that's gonna let me blue.
Andy, where can people find you on the internet, sir?
Twitter at Andy_Sell, SELL. Podcast People We Know. It's on iTunes and Stitcher. It's people PEOPLE W space WE space KNOW. Not People We Know NO. People We Know KNOW.
Or we O.
Not or we you OUI. Yeah, it's I don't know why I'm talking. People We Know. I got a web comic. It has it's called Kyle and Grandpa Forever.
Does that have Kyle Clark in it?
No. Kyle Clark might like it. I don't know if he's read it.
He's not the Kyle in it then.
No, he's not the Kyle in it. I mean, in a way, we're all the Kyle in it. Like it's all of us are Kyle.
What if we're the grandpa?
Ooh.
Oh, do
You
we grow
might
into
be-
it?
you might be more like
That's
Grandpa
the
than
thing.
Kyle,
Do we
actually.
grow
Good night.
into the role as we get older? When we're younger, are we all Carl? And then we all realize one day that we're
It's a
Grandpa.
Billing Strong.
I think you're definitely more Grandpa than Kyle.
Okay.
Because Grandpa's kind of a magical figure.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I learned magic right next door. Yeah. Magicopolis.
There's a
Right.
dance
City of
studio.
magic.
There's a dance studio.
Oh yeah, the guy who
Great.
runs that, the dance doctor from Transylvania. They teach you how to see whatever happened to my Transylvania twist. They're
name
learning
is-
it right here in Santa Monica.
They used to call him Demon Wind. In his...
We'll see you next week.
Saved by the smell.
Look at I'm a hold of your baby and hold her tight because Madam Mayborn is looking tonight.
The Goods from the Woods is mixed and edited by me, Rivers Langley, and distributed by Westcast Network. Our theme song is composed by DJ Smiles. You can find him online at djsmiles.net.